Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Wednesday, August the 28th, 2013. We're going to look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average today, and if there's any other chart that you wanted me to look at today, I'm not going to cover it, simply go to the free website at PerfectStockAlert.com. You can check out any chart you'd like. Remember, I update my charts nightly, the short-term and long-term, so you can check them out there. Today I'm going to look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average because there's something setting up here that I want to bring to your attention. Noticed it yesterday, and we're just keeping an eye on it. What we see today, the activity, just a little bounce. It's nothing of all that importance here. Not a hammer candlestick formation, which would look like this. If I saw something like that, then of course then I'd be interested. Mark with a black arrow. If we got confirmation the next day, then you could look for that for a bounce, because I do anticipate a bounce is coming, and it will be larger than this little two-day move that we saw here. Why do I see that bounce coming? A couple different things. Number one, we can see that you've got this low point here and then this higher point here. You can see we're trending up during the time period. Same time period on price activity, we have a low close here and lower close here. We're trending down here. That's a bullish divergence. It tells us we're overshooting to the downside and we'll need to shoot back to the upside, which will give us that bounce. However, and this is also can be read another way, which would be to look at this low point here and this lower low here. This is trending down. The same time period on price activity, we can see the low close in these time periods are here, and then the current low closes here. That's trending up. So again, this would be telling us we have more buy pressure here than we did before, and would call for a bounce, but also it ultimately results with a low close lower than this point here. So remember, I'm just calling for a bounce here, not necessarily tomorrow, but there is a bounce setting up. And so that's something I want to bring to your attention. We're seeing a setup here. You're also seeing it on a couple of the charts. The India Bombay Stock Exchange today looks pretty clear like that. And then something else is developing here, and I want to bring your attention. You won't see it on the 3-month daily chart, which is the chart that I'm looking at here. And so on occasion, I will go to the 6-month daily chart. And the only reason to do that is make sure it's not a pattern setting up that I'm not seeing, because I'm only seeing so many candlesticks. I want to kind of expand it out and see is there something developing there that we may be missing. And of course there is. So let's quickly go there. Okay, here we are looking at the 6-month daily chart in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You can see we've been in massive move to the upside for a while, and then we get this move here and we pull back, and then we get a higher high here and we pull back, and then what happens if we come up here and we fail at this point? Well, you can look at that as a head and shoulders pattern. You could look at it as a triple top. You could do many different things with it, and this is something that would be concerning to me after this rally that I anticipate will come shortly. We could dip down a couple more days here and find support at the 200 and then bounce off that. I would actually like that better for head and shoulders pattern, simply because it would be given as a lower low, so our neckline would be negative between this point here and this point here. We'd be able to draw the neckline like that, and that would give it more credibility. But again, this is just something that's kind of further out, so whenever that bounce does come, I will use it if given the opportunity to do so, a nice clear entry signal and so forth and so on. But I would want to watch that bounce and see what happens at this level up here where we had peaked out before on the previous shoulder, because if we peak out there again and start to roll over, it's going to be very clear, the head and shoulders pattern, and then of course it will be confirmed once it comes back down and closes back below that neckline right there. Once that has happened, we would measure this distance between here and here, subtract that from the breakout point, and tell us how much lower we expect price to go. So it's just something to setting up there in a longer term picture I want to bring to your attention. Also, the short term picture shows a bounce is coming, and that's fine, but and I'll use it, but it's, like I said, it'll be a pretty nice sized one, but it's something that we're still watching on a bearish perspective. If you've not been to the free website at PerfectStockAlert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free, and all we ask in return, please refer a friend. God bless, take care, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.